energy crisis is real. It is the biggest threat for European startups, small businesses, and the economy as a whole. Why? Let's talk about it now. Hi, I'm Oliver, and welcome back to the channel Ask Me Startup, where we talk about startups, small businesses, and the world that surrounds them. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and pushing the notification bell, because it really helps this channel to grow. If you're into business, if you plan to start a business, please feel free to download my free startup checklist, link in the description below. So today's topic is different from what we've been talking prior, because this is one of the most important topics we have to talk about: energy. Everybody needs energy. No matter what company, what startup you're doing, you need energy in one form or the other. I've been reading the newspaper, and one of the oldest brands for toilet paper, one of the most renowned brands in Europe or Germany, has filed bankruptcy or insolvency. Why? Because they can't afford the energy bills and they can't afford the material costs. Crazy life, isn't it? I mean, how far have we gone that we can't even produce toilet paper anymore? Now, you might say, it can't be that bad. I was looking on Twitter, for instance, and then you can see that people proclaim that currently, with the future prices of energy, the average household, for instance, has an increase of 200 euros a month. 200 euros a month on average in the whole of Europe, which sums up to 1 trillion euros or 15% of GDP suddenly. Now you can understand that suddenly things become very difficult. Now, in order to understand what I mean by very difficult, let's take a look at this map here. This is the average energy prices all over Europe. You see green, red, orange countries, and the more red a country appears, the higher the current energy prices are against their average over the last 5 years. And you can clearly see that Central Europe is in a big trouble. Now, why are these countries in trouble? Well, many of them are dependent on Russian gas. For instance, Germany has had up to 45% of their imported gas from Russia. And if that gas can't be used because it's not flowing anymore, because it's been used as a political weapon right now to produce electric energy, there we are, we're in big trouble. This also has implications for you, because if you plan to start a small business, there might be a risk that you were not able to continue that small business. For instance, I saw an electric bill from Italy from a small bakery. They used to have a 6,000 euro energy bill for the whole year, which is okay. I think it's dealable, right? Now it's 69,000 euros. And this, of course, gives you the indication you can't possibly hand over a tenfold increase in energy prices to your customers, because they will simply not buy your goods. Hence, what's happening? Those businesses will go out of business forever. This is what's happening all around Europe. And don't get me wrong, it's not only small companies, it's big companies as well, because they have not hedged their energy prices as they should have been. Now, energy, or the cost of energy, are a risk. And maybe there has been a risk that has not been put up to the potential threat that it actually is in businesses. These days, people think different about it, but it's too late now. So for you, as my audience, many of you are thinking about, can I start a business in Europe? Do I want to start a small business or a startup in Europe? Is now the right time? Honestly, it's a difficult time, but it's not an impossible time. Remember, we will see a lot of bankruptcy and insolvencies happening down the road, because those prices will kill real estate companies, will kill a lot of small businesses. However, now, the European politics have come to realize, they have to do politically something to cap prices. Okay, but even then, the most important part is they have to change politics. They have to speed up independent energy sources, sustainable energy sources. They have to get away from fossil fuels, anything that they depend on from any other country that could use that as a geopolitical weapon, as Russia is currently doing. So, it is most likely the best time ever to start an energy business in Europe. Something like solar power, wind power, methane turbines. I don't know, okay? Hydrogen production. I don't know. I mean, it's up to your ingenuity to come up with something that you think is relevant. But now, the door is so wide open. I have never seen it more open than now in order to establish sustainable energy. Of course, many of those infrastructure projects actually require a lot of capital, and hence they are for big players. But if you can develop technology that will be used by big players, that's your game. That's where you can play an important role. So as a summary, risk mitigation and risk awareness is a big problem, and it is neglected so often and now hits us hard. Is it influential? No, you can't influence those things. As a business, you have no influence whatsoever on geopolitics, but you have influence on your own risk assessment. And many businesses don't care. And understand that specifically for small businesses, this is a hard one because some of them don't even manage to survive under normal conditions. Is this wipeout that I'm expecting to be healthy? Most likely yes, because it will force people to reconsider. And don't get me wrong, if you've done your homework well, this is your chance to tenfold your business in the next 1.5 years. All right, everybody, I hope that small video on the energy situation in Europe was helpful to you, and it kind of initiates a thought process in your mind on how to mitigate risk, no matter where you are in the world. If you made it so far in this video, please subscribe and push the notification bell because it really helps this channel to grow. And I'm gonna see you next time.